I, Bediya Subedi of class 5C, would like to share you all a book talk on the topic The Wise Old Woman. This is a folktale, so the author is unknown. The main characters of this story are the wise old woman, her son, the cruel young lord, and Lord Higa. Let me begin with the summary of this folktale. Long ago, in the wooded hills of Japan, there was a small village where a mother and her son lived. They were happy but yet ruled by a cruel lord. The lord declared that anyone over 70 is no longer useful. They should be taken into the mountains and thrown there to die. When the farmer's mother reached that dreaded age, he reluctantly set foot into the mountain path, but soon heard his mother break off small twigs. The mother said that she was making the path for her son, so he does not get lost while going back home. The son touched that he carried his mother and took her back home and dug a deep cave beneath the kitchen to keep her there. 2 years had passed by just like that, and no one knew of the farmer's little secret. But one day, 3 furious warriors came barging into the village, dressed in full armor and galloping in the speed of lightning. They straightly went to the palace of the cruel young lord and said, "When 3 suns set and 3 moons rise, Lord Higa is gonna come and conquer your little village." The lord was cruel but not courageous. Instead, for pleading for his village's life, he pleaded for his. But the guards interrupted. "Lord Higa knows no mercy, but he does respect a clever man. If you can solve these 3 tasks, you and your village will be saved." They tossed the scroll at the cruel young lord and galloped as quickly as they had come. As the news spread of the 3 impossible tasks, the farmer soon heard of it and told his mother. The first task was to make a coil of rope which did not burn. The second task was to insert a tiny thread in a crooked log. The third task was to make a drum which sounded being bitten without actually being bitten. The woman was very wise and she set to work. She asked her son to bring some materials. Then she started her work. Firstly, she put a coil of rope in salt water. She dried it well. Later, as she tried to burn it, it went to waste. The first task was solved. The second task, the woman asked her son to bring a crooked log with a tiny hole running through it. The woman put a little honey on this end and a thread on that end. She waited patiently for some time, and as the tiny end came running through, it was so eager to eat the honey that it did not realize that it was taking the thread with it. The second task was solved. The third task, she opened the drum and placed a bumblebee inside and again closed it carefully. As the bee was trying to free itself, it made some noises like the drum being beaten. The third task is solved. The farmer represented his 3 done tasks to the Lord. The Lord stared in amazement. "How can you solve these 3 tasks as the wisest people of our village failed?" The farmer was young but not a liar. He told the truth that he had kept his 72-year-old mother in his kitchen. Instead of the Lord being angry, the Lord thought for a second and called the wise old woman into his palace and rewarded her 3 bags of gold. My favorite character is the wise old woman as she is very wise, clever, and thoughtful. The moral of the story is always respect an old mind, as we know that old minds are sometimes wiser than our young ones. I would like to recommend all the children to read more books. Thank you.